Hello again, my name is Clarissa. For those of you who haven't been following my story, if you want to know more about my traumatic childbirth and how I have fully dealt with it, still dealing with it, you can go back into my last story about it. It's broken up into several chapters, partially to help me process everything, and also partially because YouTube has rules for time. So, anyways, today is going to be a little different. I'm going to reintroduce myself and explain how I got into, or how I started exploring what I needed for my mental stability. Um, so, like I said, my name is Clarissa. I'm 31 years old. I have had my first child about 18 months ago. Um, he is such a sweet part of my life. He's a huge joy. He's so happy and healthy and just, excited about everything in life. So that's really fun to see all the time. I also have a stepdaughter. She is going through a lot of grief. Had her, she was in a car accident about 3 years ago in the summer, and ultimately ended up surviving and losing her mother and sister, who was 6 years old at the time. So she's got stuff to deal with as well. I'm getting her into grief therapy, and I myself have had a very difficult time transitioning to having health issues, becoming a mother, and a stepmother and a wife all at the same time. So I feel like I'm managing, but at times I feel really down. I do get some fits of depression, I do get anxiety, and I now deal with chronic pain. Um, if you're interested in hearing about my traumatic childbirth story, you can go back and I have it all in a category about my traumatic childbirth. Otherwise, I want to explore with you how I got into knowing what I need and all of that. So, before I was pregnant, when I was still single and dating a little bit, I was in my 20s and really got a sense of how my body is. Like, really got a sense of, when my hormones are off and all that kind of stuff. And, when things are wrong with my body. I just knew myself internally really well. So this has been really difficult because my body is completely changed now. Pregnancy was fine. I was pretty okay. I was nauseous, but I was okay other than that. Now, um, I'm dealing with anxiety and depression, and that's never been something that's lingered for so long. I've dealt with moments just like anybody else, but this is like some serious stuff. So I wanted to explore that because at age 15, got into trying cannabis for the very first time. I was pretty opposed to it before that, but I decided I want to try it. And so I asked my friend that I knew smoked, and he helped me out. And I had it here and there. And then at 19, I decided to start getting my own glass pipes and getting my own sacks of weed. And I definitely used it recreationally, and I used it kind of as a coping mechanism. So as I got into my mid 20s, I decided like I don't want it anymore. I use this as a coping mechanism. I don't want to deal with things like that anymore. And so I stopped. I ended up getting back into it, of course, and still used it like as a coping mechanism less, but more as like just a recreational thing. It helped me relax. It definitely always helped me with my sleep. I'm realizing also I need it for insomnia. So I have insomnia, anxiety, chronic pain, which is the biggest thing, and insomnia. So, in case I repeated that wrong, insomnia, anxiety, depression, and chronic pain. Chronic pain is the worst part. So I have nerve damage in my back, and it's gotten pretty bad. Where there's days where my arm starts feeling numb. There's days where it makes me really depressed, and I feel like I can't get out of bed. After I was pregnant, or rather after I had my child and was finishing my breastfeeding, I decided before that I wanted to explore cannabis again. And so I got my medical card here in California and I did the process. It's pretty simple out here. I have several reasons why. I had medication that I was prescribed in the hospital, so I was okay. And I decided to try different strains. Found out that the website Leafly, which I am not connected to at all, I found is a very great source. So leafly.com, Leafly.com. I will leave it down below. They became a really great source for me. It You can explore different strains and um, reasons why it will help with different ailments, and so it's really helpful. It made me learn a lot about different kinds of terpenes, which is basically the scent and the oils that are in it, and or rather the sense that it has, the terpenes, give it the different floral notes, or rather different notes, and floral notes because it's the flower of the cannabis plant that you are smoking. And and so it made it really interesting because I realized that it doesn't matter whether you're smoking indica, sativa, or hybrid. It really depends on what terpenes you're using in order to help for you medically. Whatever you want to benefit from, you can learn more about learning through terpenes. Now, it is difficult if you are in a non compassionate state where it is illegal both on a medical and recreational level. California has been for 20, almost 6 years now, medical, and is transitioning into recreational. That has a lot of ups and downs. Me, as somebody who doesn't have a lot of money and has a family of four, it might be really difficult to start affording it still. But knowing the different strains and what terpenes they have has been really beneficial for me. I typically use indica, and not always, but I usually use indica. Sativa is great for if you're working. It just depends what you need. So there are many different kinds of things that you can utilize. There are topicals, which is stuff that you put on your skin, and there is topicals, um tinctures, which is a dropper that you put under your tongue. Um, Edibles in form that you ingest and swallow it and goes through your digestional system. There's also drinks that would be considered edibles. There are tinctures is technically an edible. There's also chewing gum, um, like breath strips, but with THC or CBD, and there is oils that you can use as a base, whether to make topicals yourself or to make edibles, depending on what you choose. There's also concentrate forms, which would be hash and keef, as well as things that you can dab, such as wax. And there's the thing that we all know, which is the flower of the cannabis plant, or the buds. So I'll go into that more. I just wanted to give a little introduction of where I'm going with all of this, and this is the part that I'm super excited about. I have totally geeked out on the whole cannabis thing. That's like my one geekdom, like for sure. So I don't know everything, but I'm learning, and I love sharing the knowledge. So if y'all have any questions out there, go ahead and leave a comment and I will do my best to respond quickly. So thank you for joining in and listening, and I've talked quite long enough and rambled on. So tune in and I will be posting another video soon. Thanks.